3 Raw TV. This is actually a follow-up video to my video about being dyslexic. I don't know what to say. Like, when I put these videos out that are a little more, I guess, opening up, like, I expect to just get smashed. Like, the way the internet is nowadays, people just fucking suck, and I expect to get smashed. And I don't do it for attention. I do it because I want people to understand. You know, and I'm actually just like kind of floored with the response that I got, not just for the comment section, but the emails that came pouring in. But I woke up in the morning, I was like, what the fuck just happened? I didn't realize so many people had had the same issue and it was affecting so many people. But there's like a couple things that I wanted to clear up. And I made the video because I have a client who I talked about, Sophie, who talks openly on her social media about being depressed. And like, I've talked to her through emails about things, but I've never addressed the fact that, you know, I go through this shit too. You know, I've never addressed it on camera. And, you know, a few individuals hit me up and they're like, look, bro, you know, it seems like you're in a dark place. Like, because I talk about these things doesn't mean I'm in a dark place, you know, at all. I mean, there's things that I deal with day to day that doesn't mean you're in a dark place, just means you're dealing with shit. I mean, probably the heaviest thing I still deal with, and it's been October, November, December, January, February, March, April. It's been 7 months, is my father's death. You know, doesn't mean I'm in a dark place. You know, do I have my moments where I don't feel good? Do I have my moments where I'm sad? Do I have my moments where I don't know, you know, how to feel? Yeah, I have all those moments. But, you know, it's not about being in a dark place. It's literally about putting this information out because I feel like a responsibility. Like, a lot of YouTubers, you know, only put out this good stuff. You only see the stuff that's, like, meant for you to see, and it portrays this like amazing lifestyle and amazing life that they have, and they're super positive and da 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 da. And I'm like, what the fuck? I've been around that person before. They're not like that positive. Like, what the fuck? Why not just tell the truth? You know, like, there are people that are starting to open up. I mean, Mark Wilbon is one of the guys who, you know, generally opens up and tells how he's really feeling. You know, he's kind of always done that. I think people are attracted to that because they understand and they can relate. You know, when someone does that, you know, especially when you drop it to the world like that in a video that you know thousands of people are going to see it like fucking real quick around the world, you know, you realize you're being vulnerable and you're being real and you're being honest and you're being true to yourself and with everybody around you, which I think is important. You have to have some transparency about real life. I mean, let's face facts. We're all on the internet and you could portray any fucking thing you want. You could be whatever the fuck you want, image-wise. You know, like, it doesn't make any sense to put only the good stuff out there and not the bad. And shortchange, I mean, if you're really wanting to help people, then you want to let them know that bad things are going on too, and not just these great lifestyles and good things all the time. And, you know, another thing I wanted to address in it, you know, nowadays, it's a little bit different than when I was a kid. When I was a kid, you literally were judged based on how smart you were in school. You know, you were judged based on what your grades were, how well you were doing. It wasn't even about like sports. You could be great at athletics. People didn't give a fuck. They're just, wow, yay, whatever. He's the dumb football player. You know, they would say shit like that. You know, it didn't matter if you communicated well and you had a lot of friends. Nobody fucking cared. When I was a kid, there was no internet. You had to have a diploma from high school. That was like the key to starting your life. And then you had to go to college and you had to get a degree. And, you know, back then people would actually pull your transcripts. They would pull your transcripts. They would check on that fucking degree. They would call the school. They would get things faxed over to make sure that you were smart enough and you did all your work and you did this and that and the other thing. Nowadays, I think if you walk into a fucking, and I haven't been into a corporate situation where I was required to have an interview where I bring, like, you know, transcripts and stuff like that, or you know, even bring like a, what do you call it? One of those fucking things, resumes, like, I'll bring resumes, stuff like that. So, you know, I'm not really sure what it's like nowadays. Like, but I do know that nowadays, you know, there are a lot of people that are hired that don't have a fucking education. If they walk in there and they have experience, they'll get hired on their experience over their education almost any day in a lot of jobs now. And that just kind of goes to show, like, you step back and people are realizing you may have flunked out of school, but you're an amazing carpenter. You know, like, there's a lot of people that own their own businesses that do carpentry that fucking fail just about every class. You know, but they're amazing carpenters. They build amazing things. And I think that in 2017, it is different. You know, I've seen it. I feel it. I understand it. It is so much different nowadays than it was when I was a kid, that it's, I don't want to say it's easier, but the world is a lot more forgiving now towards not being able to do well in class. You know, like it's definitely, you look at it now as like, you know, if I didn't do well in algebra or whatever, I still get a shot at making something of myself because I'm not going to need algebra. Like people have come out and talked about it, like myself saying, look, you don't need algebra, you don't need biochemistry, you don't need these shit. If you're going to be a fucking carpenter, go to wood shop. You know, if you want to be a mechanic, take fucking your the mechanic class, the machine class. You know, you want to fucking be a welder, take metal shop. Like, what the fuck? Like, you don't need all these other classes. But when I was a kid, you needed every class, and you needed to get fucking straight A's, and I failed everything. You need to get straight A's in every class, or you basically were going to amount to nothing. Like, that's basically what the fucking take-home was. And, you know, I'm not saying some of the kids that I went to school with didn't become, you know, very successful and do what they're doing and stuff, but I see this stuff on Facebook, too. I mean, and this is by no means a knock, but they have gone from being these stellar students academic-wise to just average adults barely getting by. And you know what? That's fine. There's nothing wrong with being that. But in school, I was told I wouldn't even be able to do that. You know what I mean? I was told that you better fucking buck up, or if you don't get a degree, you're going to be fucking poor. You're going to be homeless. Like, do you want to be a loser? I mean, teachers would say shit like that to you. You know what I mean? When the fucking kids hear the teacher say shit like that to you, the kids start saying it. So then you're in the playground, you hear loser, you hear bum. That was another one. Hobo, bum. Like, shit like you weren't even homeless yet and you're already being called a fucking homeless bum. You know what I mean? Like, it just, I don't know. It's just different nowadays. And I get the fact that, you know, you can't listen to the haters. You can't listen to the people being negative. I get that stuff. A lot of that stuff usually motivates me to do better. But here's another thing. I respond very well to negative reinforcement. Okay, I'm not the positive reinforcement guy. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate the emails that everybody sent and the reaching out and stuff. I appreciate that stuff because it shows you care. But that doesn't motivate me to try and be better. What motivates me to try and be better is to think I'm fucking dumb. To think that I can't do it, or to be told that I'm dumb and be told that I can't do it, that motivates me to excel. I mean, it doesn't even matter. Even if I reach the top of the mountain and somebody said, you can't reach a fucking star, I'm going to try to figure out how to fucking lasso a star and get up there. And I'm going to fucking do it until I fucking die. You know, like, it's just part of my personality and how I am. It's just, I'm stubborn, I'm pig-headed, and, you know, I don't like to think in my head that, or accept in my head, in my own reality, that I can't do something based on the fact that I just don't have the intellectual ability. You know, it's one thing if I'm fucking 5'10" and I got no vertical jump because I wasn't born with it. I'm not going to dunk a basketball. But to be told, like, you'll never be a fucking writer. I'm a fucking write a monthly column for a magazine. Does it have to be edited? Yes, but guess what? I'm a fucking writer. I didn't get a degree. I barely fucking, I don't even think I've passed English in high school fucking 1 year. Well, I had to pass because I graduated. So, but anyways, basic English classes, but I mean, of course I was told you'll never fucking be a writer. Well, here we are. You know, like, just, I guess it's the best way to motivate me is to think that I can't do it, or I'm doing bad, or I'm behind, or whatever the case may be. You know, when I was a kid, being told you're behind made me give up. You know, I literally would sit there and I'd be like, look, you know, I'm already this far behind. Fuck it. I'll just fuck off the rest of the year. Fuck it. And I would give up. You know, as an adult, I realized there's only a certain amount of time that you have to make something fucking work. I mean, you're running out of time on a daily basis in life in general. So you have a certain amount of time, and if you're behind and you want to accomplish that goal, you need to push twice as hard or try twice as hard to make up that ground. And you know what's fucked up is bodybuilding taught me that. So if you're behind in a contest prep, you can be 2-3 weeks behind. And I've seen people fucking wind up in a week's time, be 3 weeks ahead. I mean, I've seen people where you're like, dude, there's no way they're going to make this show. And all of a sudden, in a week's time, you're like, what the fuck happened to them? Now, you know, drugs, diet, cardio, training, they found a way to do it. You know, and I've done that myself before. So it's like bodybuilding taught me that, you know, even if you're behind, you can still accomplish a goal and get to where you want to be if you figure out a different way to do it. Figure out the right combination of things to do it, and fight your ass off and not fucking go under. You know, swim to keep your fucking head afloat, and then fucking swim to keep moving forward, and you know, you'll get there. I mean, little by little, inch by inch, you will get there. And that's just pretty much what I do. That's my personality. It's what I do. It's kind of my philosophy. It's just kind of the way my life has taken its path. So I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for the emails and stuff. I don't know what to say. I really don't. Like, again, it was like 99% positive things, even in the comment section. And I swear that when I put these things up, I'm like, here we go. I tell my wife, I'm like, look, here we go. Like, I'm putting this up there and I'm going to get fucking smashed. I know I am. I mean, it seems like every time I think I'm going to get smashed, I don't. And when I put something up that I think is really good, it gets fucking smashed. It seems like the opposite of my life. Fucking yin yang. I don't know what's going on. So we'll talk to you guys soon. I appreciate it again. Thank you so much. BioStrengthTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biostrength.com is a blog. It's a thank you very much, bicep, and we're